Welcome to Outtake. This PC started its life off as a dishevelled free PC from a customer. So since then, every few weeks or every month, I've spent up to £100 on this PC to take it from the old dishevelled gaming PC that it was to this now relatively capable gaming PC. But I'm not finished. We're going to upgrade this today. We're going to increase the performance, I hope, and we're going to get this PC into the modern age. And so far, this is how much we've spent. And today we'll be spending another £100 to upgrade a big part of this system. For a little bit of a recap, this PC started off in this case with a 4770K, 24GB of DDR3 RAM, and a GT 660 Ti. It could play games, but it could only play very lightweight titles. And since then, we have upgraded the power supply, the case, and the graphics card. So now, there's only two things really left to upgrade on it, and that is the storage and the platform. I've got £100 at my disposal for this video. What can I upgrade on it to really improve that performance? The upgrade that I've gone with today is the CPU, motherboard, and RAM. Now, that is a lot to upgrade in one go, and with the prices of RAM at the minute, it's an absolute nightmare trying to do this for under £100. However, I found this listing on eBay. As you can see, this was sold in February of 2026. It's an AMD Ryzen 5 3600, a great 6-core CPU, a B450M motherboard, and 8GB of DDR4 RAM. So this is going to be the upgrade. This is a 3600, an A520M motherboard, and a stick of 8GB of DDR4. Now, this is a worse motherboard than what was in that eBay listing. But I think for this video, and to save me having to go and buy parts for this system, I've got this on hand, and I think that the valuation of £100 for that is pretty much sound. So we're actually going to be downgrading the capacity of our RAM, but it's a generation newer and it's faster. So I'm hoping that means we'll get better performance from it, because this CPU is much more powerful than the 4770K that is currently in it. So let's do it. Let's upgrade this PC and see what kind of performance gains we get over our previous model. So the upgrade is complete. We now have a Ryzen 5 3600, 8GB of DDR4, and you'll notice something that wasn't in the parts selection at the start. I didn't realize that I didn't have a stock AMD cooler in stock, and this motherboard for some reason doesn't have its own backplate. So I've had to order a backplate and a cooler, which has cost me another £20. So I've blown the budget. Now, the listing on eBay that was a very similar spec to this was £95. So if we include what I've bought on top of that, it has come to a total of £115. So it is not the £100 limit that I was hoping for, but it is still £115 for a complete platform swap. We've had to make some compromises. We've only got a single stick of DDR4 RAM. The motherboard does not allow overclocking above 2400 megahertz, and it is on a very old A320M motherboard. I said A520 originally. It's not A520. I was mistaken. It is an A320M board. And now the question is that DDR4 single channel and this cheap motherboard going to hold us back and give us worse performance than the 4770K with 24GB of DDR3? We have cut our RAM capacity to a third of what it was. Yeah, it's much faster, but it's still handicapped at 2400 megahertz. So I'm really unsure of what's going to happen. My fingers are crossed that we get better performance, but there's no telling. So I am going to do some gaming now. I'm going to take some benchmarks and I'm going to see how it compares to the 4770K. I have run the benchmark numbers and I'm ready to compare them with the 4770K. Now I'm a little bit worried because there's one result in this that is absolutely mind-boggling. You will probably notice it as you go through the slides. So here are the slides. And as you can see, we've managed to gain quite a nice little boost in FPS in every single game in comparison to the 4770K. Our average frame rates are seeing a little bit of an uplift, which is great to see. That, and being paired with a more modern platform, is a net positive. But did you notice the one really weird result? Hogwarts Legacy, with a 1% low frame rate of 0.3. Playing this game was not enjoyable. The average frame rate was fine, but the stuttering and hitching and the proper bad lags that I was getting in the gameplay meant that the 1% lows were 0.3. Less than a frame a second, which is absolutely wild. And I know exactly why it's happened. We have gone from 24 gigs of DDR3 down to 8 gigabytes of DDR4. And that bottleneck is showing massively in Hogwarts Legacy. I am more surprised that I didn't see this across all of the games. I was almost certain only having 8 gigabytes of DDR4 would really affect the performance of especially games like Cyberpunk and Witcher, but they didn't. There was only Hogwarts Legacy really that cared about it to a point where it wasn't enjoyable. That being said, I mean, Hogwarts Legacy I probably would not play on this PC right now because of it. Do you think we made the right choice? Taking in mind, completely blew the budget. The budget was around £100, and that's what I've tried to do for every single one of these Project PC, to show how incremental upgrades over time for just a little bit of money can actually end up with a really nice end system. Now, even with us losing them 1% lows in Hogwarts Legacy, the rest of the game's seen an increase in 1% lows and average, so I'm still counting it as a win. But what do you think? Is seeing 1% lows that low in the one game a deal breaker? Would you have done something differently with the budget? Would you have managed to stay in budget? Because I didn't. Thanks to me not having a stock AMD cooler on hand or a backplate, I had to order a cooler and a backplate to ensure that we could run the system. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing these Project PC videos. I'm going to keep doing them. I love being able to show the incremental gains that you can get from upgrading a PC over time. I think it's fantastic, and this is one of the best things about PC gaming. If you have some part of your PC that isn't working right, you can upgrade it. And with how much access we have to used parts and stuff like that, I really do love doing things like this. It's great to be able to push this kind of information out there. What do you guys think though? Would you have been able to stay in the £100 budget, unlike myself? And what would you have done if you had to upgrade this PC? What would you do next? Me, I'm thinking storage is next, but I really want to get a second stick of DDR4 in there and seeing if that dual channel can make Hogwarts Legacy a bit more playable. I think next time as well, I'm gonna try some different games. Things that are a bit more AAA than the ones that I have. I know Cyberpunk is very difficult to run, but it's become a much more optimized game than what it was when it first released. I mean, you can play this on a Steam Deck, you can play this on an Ally. So I think I need to run some more modern AAA games. I'm thinking probably Battlefield 6 and Horizon Dawn, the new one, Forbidden West. I think if we give that a go, see how the GTX 1080 and 3600 fares with that level of game and what settings we can play it on. I'll be very interested to see that. And that is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, and all that good stuff. Feel free to watch one of these two, and I shall see you on the next one. Bye. I love to be able to show the incremental upcreases. Fuck my upcreases. What the fuck's an upcrease?